Competition has
always been Look's driving force, since competition is both a tremendous test laboratory and an extraordinary showcase for our brand. The greatest champions have built their trophy cases on Look, from Roberto Harris to Santiago Botero, and obviously Laurent Jalabert, who is still a Look consultant.
À Look, c'est la marque de cycle qui accompagnait.
I rode with Look for virtually my entire cycling career, since the very beginning, a total of 11 years as a professional. So I can truly say that Look was my partner in hardship, pleasure, and also success. In fact, I had more than 100 career rings on Look frame sets. I needed a machine that I could express my talent on, and I was accompanied by Look bikes throughout my career, along with the people who worked to develop those bikes over the years and who enabled composite technology to advance. When one compares the Tour de France here in 2005 with those of the 1989 period, there's one hell of a development. The basic materials are the same, but the fabrication technology is much more advanced. The technology has changed a great deal. In addition to being lighter and more reliable, the new designs are much more efficient from a standpoint of stiffness and vibration damping. Competition is also an unbelievable test laboratory for making the finest products available to enthusiasts, since it means 240 days of racing, a full-size test laboratory, which results in the finest of products, race-proven over the toughest courses on Earth. For 7 years now, Look has been a partner of the fantastic Crédit Agricole cycling team led by Roger Leger. Today, this is the best French team on the Pro Tour UCI classification, and Look is proud to be part of that team. I think that we have now established a real professional relationship, a real working relationship, and a real friendly relationship between the team and Look, because we are a top-ranking team. We're in the Pro Tour, we rank internationally among the world's finest teams, and obviously the team demands technical excellence from all its suppliers. Here, of course, the most important part of the bike is the frame, and so with Look, over a 7-year period, a real technical partnership has been developed with the company mechanics, the managerial staff, and the company's engineers. Over this amount of time, a real cooperation develops, not just a hard-cast sponsorship. It's a real question of technique, real expertise on both sides. I consider that Look's expertise is recognized, but also the savoir-faire of our mechanics, the awareness of our racers are also very much involved in product development. Finally, I think that all this makes for an exceptional partnership. This new bike, the 595, is really a terrific bike, and even more, for me as a sprinter, it has a lot of power for the sprint. It is very important that the bike is rigid and that it responds well when I want to start to sprint. Here at the level of the saddle, it's much more rigid. When I start, I can feel all the power going down to the pedals. What's very important now is to put a little something, elastomer, to adjust the saddle. It's easy. I didn't think that a racer like myself with a lot of strength in the shoulders could feel the difference between the 585 and this new bike, the 595. From the very first, I understood that it was really rigid. This is a fantastic frame, very light. This is a plus. Something that nobody talks about, but which is important, is the design of the bike. I think that you have done some good work, and it's a good frame. This is really the future of the bike. This is a bike, the 585, which is very light and very rigid as well. It is slightly sloping, which gives the rider a very good boost, and this bike has an agility which is unbelievable. Multi-purposeness is one of the most important things for a cycle racer. For example, today on the Dauphiné, it's going to be sprint finishes. In 3-4 days, it's going to be mountain finishes. In fact, one is obliged to find a bike which can be used on all types of ground, and I consider that Look is top of the market for that.
Luc Leblanc,
Richard Virenque, Laurent Brochard built their marvelous victories on look, starting with Bernard Hinault, who, let's not forget, won the Tour de France in 1985 with the first clipless pedal. The first thing was the technological challenge, since it did not exist. There was no prototype, nothing at all. It had to be made, and when the first look clipless pedal was created, it was something wonderful. At the beginning, everyone looked at us saying, "What's that? What does it do? There's no toe strap." And the most important thing that went with the look pedal was its safety. Me, I had a bad fall at Saint-Etienne. If it had not been for clipless pedals, I think it would have been worse than it was. I think that a champion is someone who must make things change. The pedal was developed gradually to end up with what we have today. The proof is it's been copied, but never equaled.
And I find it a good pedal. I like the movement, without any lateral movement. It feels good, they're nice and light, and I feel safe in the pedals, and my foot's not going to come out, and that's a good thing with look.
These are very good pedals. They're very secure and stable. I noticed the foot's able to engage and disengage easily. Good mobility. Really great. It's true that these pedals are very light. Also, they don't take much space, and they're not as big as they were before. It's true that they have a tendency to engage very quickly, and also to disengage very quickly in the event of a fall, which is very important for us. So these are really absolutely superb pedals, very, very light, and that's good also.
Il pedale look lo uso da 3 anni e quest'ultimo pedale.
I've been using the look pedal now for 3 years, and I find that the KO is excellent.
Non è secondo a nessuno. Ma sicuramente essendo più vicino anche più basso,
having the axle closer to the sole allows for greater force to be applied, with increased retransmission of pedaling power.
Più vicino al movimento centrale, sempre meglio.
I pedali look, io da quando ho iniziato a correre che li uso.
I've been using the look pedal now for 13-14 years.
Mi trovo molto bene
I'm happy with it. And the new KO pedal is even lighter. And a visually beautiful product too.
Anche esteticamente un bel pedale.
As for sensations, superb. Very light pedals, no disengagement problems, so everything is fine. I've been using these pedals since I became part of the team, or for about 2 years, and everything is fine. Up to now, I never had any problems.
La piste, c'est quelque chose qui est également très important pour
Track racing is something which also is very, very important for Look, since Look was awarded 9 medals during the last Athens Olympic Games. The track is really something. It's also an extraordinary test laboratory, so we know our bikes can deliver on the Formula 1 of velodromes. We have also created an absolutely unbelievable winners list with French Dream Team of Florian Rousseau, Arnaud Tournant, Laurent Gannet, Frédéric Magnier, and Félicia Ballanger. And we're the partners of several major nations: the United States, Canada, Japan, and China has even granted us the incredible honor of selecting a French frame for Chinese riders, not just during the Athens Olympic Games, but also for upcoming Olympics in Beijing.